Hello everyone, you've tuned into Business Today and I'm Akanksha. The recently introduced crypto tax regime has negatively impacted investors as well as KYC compliant exchanges. But today we have with us a special guest, finance influencer Akshat Shrivastava, who would be breaking down for our viewers how they can use decentralized tools to reduce their tax burden. So welcome Akshat, we are very glad to have you with us. So let's just dive into the questions. Could you break down for our viewers what decentralized tools actually are?
Sure. So decentralization is a extremely complicated topic. So let me break it down from a finance point of view. So there are two types of regimes, and you can imagine there to be a spectrum. So on the left-hand side, we will have CFI or centralized finance institutes. What that means is that currently the way systems are designed, or banking systems or financial systems are designed, they are centralized. Centralization simply means that when you go to a bank, irrespective of which bank you're currently going to, they hold all your books. If they want to freeze your account, they can do it. If they want to not allow you to make transfers, they can do it, and they can do a lot of stuff. Technically you own that account, but the centralized finance agency, whether it is HDFC, ICICI Bank, SBI Bank, Punjab National Bank, they control de facto, right? So this is centralized finance. On the other hand of the spectrum, we have something called as DeFi, which is decentralized institutions or DeFi systems. So these are systems which are not, which are hard to manipulate, right? That's point A. They are censorship resistant, right? So these are some of the attributes of a DeFi system per se. So this is the primary difference between DeFi and CeFi. The migration in the world is happening towards DeFi because more and more people want to save on commissions. So DeFi technically or theoretically will have lesser commission as the system evolves. They will be censorship, or they are already are censorship resistant. Government cannot come and do a lot of intervention in it. So this is a prime difference between CeFi and DeFi. The confusion that is going on in the market right now is that when you look at cryptocurrencies, so the government has come out with the mandate that, hey, you know what, we are going to tax cryptocurrencies. Now, cryptocurrency platforms exist on the spectrum. While it is easy to tax systems which are CeFi oriented, because government can technically look into your books, but when it comes to completely DeFi institutes, the government cannot do much from an operation standpoint perspective.
Okay. Okay, sir. So could you tell our viewers how they could onboard decentralized exchanges or how they could use decentralized tools to get tax benefits?
So let's pick an example of a completely DeFi protocol, which is called as MetaMask/Uniswap, right? So these are two major protocols in the DeFi space. What it means is that when you open your MetaMask or when you open your Uniswap, it's an app, you can download it. It's type of an app. You can use it as a extension on your laptop. The account books of these institutes, of these DeFi protocols, are distributed. It means that the government does not control that node, right? So these are distributed. So you simply need to go on these type of platforms and start engaging it. That's part A. The second question, or a related question here that comes, is that, hey, how do I sort of transfer my INR into crypto-based currencies? So an easy way of doing it is to use slightly more decentralized exchanges, something like Binance, right? So you can go do peer-to-peer transactions. So peer-to-peer means that if I want to sell you my Bitcoin directly to you, I can do it, and you will just do a UPI transfer to me, right? So that's one way of getting into the crypto ecosystem. Then use protocols like Uniswap, etc., to extract taxation benefits out of it. Theoretically, it can't be taxed because government would not have access to that node, right? And they can't instruct a DeFi institute to give them their accounts book or change the laws, right? If you want, I can go into a little bit more explanation on what DeFi is. Probably it might make sense, but it will get a little bit theoretical.
Okay, sir. So I think we could do it some other time on a different segment. Okay, so I have one more question, which is usually one of the biggest questions people have. That okay, we are using decentralized tools. We've made gains in cryptocurrencies, but how do I use these gains? Because once I convert it back to fiat, I would be taxed at a 30% rate. So how do I use these crypto gains now?
Right. So there's a slightly longer chain involved. Again, it becomes a technical concept to explain, but I'll try my best. So first and foremost, what you can do is that your option number one is not to get out of the crypto ecosystem. For example, if you buy Bitcoin, let's say you buy 1,000 rupee worth of Bitcoin, it goes up to 1,200 rupees. Then you have a gain of 20% on it.
Yes.
Then you can pretty much convert that into something like USDT, which is pegged to US dollar. So USDT is a crypto representation of US dollar, and you can do a liquidity pooling on it, right? So you can go and give it to a crypto bank and they can store it for you at approximately 12-13% FD rates, so to say. So that's your option one of not coming out of the crypto system altogether and still pegging your crypto to a US denominated currency per se.
Is it completely volatile currency?
Yes. Exactly. Because if you keep your money in Bitcoin when it goes from 1,000 to 1,200, your contention might be that it can fall also. So that volatility is there. To avoid that volatility, you just convert it into USDT and store it as an FD in a crypto bank. Right. So that's your option one. But if you still insist that you have to get out of the crypto system, I have to convert it into fiat currency. I would not like to say it publicly, right? But there are other options where you can, sort of use other P2P, peer-to-peer based transaction systems across different parts of the world to get out into a different fiat currency altogether, right? What's the mechanism? Well, I'll get into a little bit of trouble explaining it.
Okay.
I hope the people involved would do a little bit more research and they can get out of it. Important point to note here is fairly simple that decentralized protocols are smart contracts, right? They are theoretically called as DAO, decentralized autonomous organizations. So government can't instruct and make rules for it, right? These are smart contracts. These are programming based codes that have been written, and you can't make addition or deletions out of it. That protocol has already been established. It has already found consonants. So you need to go by the rules. And even if the government wants to amend something, it needs to follow the protocols that are instituted by the DeFi protocol.
Yes, sir. That was very insightful. Thank you so much, sir. We're running out of time. Thank you so much. You took out time and joined us. We'll keep in touch. Thank you.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share, and subscribe.